सागर मिले कौन से जल में कोई जाने ना, ओहरे ताल मिले नदी के जल में, नदी मिले सागर में, सागर मिले कौन से जल में कोई जाने ना, ओहरे ताल मिले नदी के जल में, नदी मिले सागर में, सागर मिले कौन से जल में कोई जाने ना, ओहरे ताल मिले नदी के जल में, सूरज को धरती तर से, धरती को चंद्रमा, धरती को चंद्रमा, पानी में सीप जैसे प्यासी हर रात, धरती तर से प्यासी हर रात चंद्रमा मितवारे, पानी में सीप जैसे प्यासी हर रात, छुपी किस बादल में मितवारे, ओहरे ताल मिले नदी के जल में, प्यासी सागर में, सागर मिले कोई से जल में कोई जाने ना, ओहरे ताल मिले नदी के जल में, प्यासी सागर में, सागर मिले कोई से जल में कोई जाने ना, ओहरे ताल मिले नदी के जल में, प्यासी सागर में, सागर मिले कोई से जल में कोई जाने ना, ओहरे ताल मिले नदी के जल में, प्यासी सागर में, सागर मिले कोई से जल में कोई जाने ना, ओहरे ताल मिले नदी के जल में, प्यासी सागर में, सागर मिले कोई से जल में कोई जाने ना।
A good afternoon, a good morning, or a very good evening from whichever part of the globe you're joining us. We are truly delighted to welcome you all on this MINLA Zoom session. MINLA meaning Meena, Kagram, and Lalit Soda. Let me tell you that since the first lockdown during the COVID-19 pandemic, Meena and Lalit decided to take a project on to inspire, to motivate people through the pandemic, to just keep the brain cells ticking. We were all in a lockdown. We wanted to do something at home which is more inspirational, motivational. Hence, we decided to do these Zoom sessions, inviting speakers from all over the globe, from the fastest runner to the top politicians, to ex-Miss India, to celebrities from the Bollywood film industry, the Hollywood film industry, and we have been constantly doing these sessions, and today marks our 45th consecutive session, inspiring people through the last 2020 and the beginning of 2021. Today, we are truly delighted to have collaborated with the Asian Weekly, one of the top newspapers of East Africa. And we have Mr. Javed Khanna, the executive editor for the paper, who's joined us today. So I'm truly delighted, even with the speaker that we have today. He's none other than Dr. Sandeep Marwash from the Marwash Studios, Marwash International. He is a leading international media person. Let me first introduce you to our wonderful guest speaker. Dr. Sandeep Marwash, as I said, is a very well-known international media person with 7 world records to his credit. He is the founder of the Noida Film City and Marwash Studios, an Asian Academy of Film and Television, now one of the 10 best film schools of the world. Dr. Sandeep Marwa is associated with a large number of television programs, feature films, and training films. He is the producer of the largest number of short films in this world. He has trained more than 19,000 media professionals hailing from 145 different countries of the world. He is the recipient of a large number of national and international awards. He's been heading more than 100 national and international media and social organizations. He has been titled as the Global Cultural Minister and is also the president of the International Chamber of Media and Entertainment Industry. He's now the Chancellor of the AAFT University of Media and Arts and has been appointed as the Chief Scout for India. Ladies and gentlemen, we are truly honored to have Dr. Sandeep Marwa all the way from Delhi tuning in with us today on our MINLA Zoom session. Dr. Marwa, a very warm welcome to you, a global namaste to yourself. Meenabin, can you unmute Dr. Marwa, please? I know we've muted everybody. Dr. Marwa to be unmuted. Thank you.
Yes, hi. Good evening, everyone. What a pleasure to see you all here. Thank you very much for inviting me today for this beautiful, wonderful, and a very well-planned show. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. And before we take the show forward, Dr. Marwa, what we would like to do is traditionally our Zooming lady, Mrs. Meenabin Kagram, who resides in a very small town in Kenya, and it's called Nakuru. And from there, she is conducting this Zoom session, and she will traditionally welcome you on our Zoom session for today. So may I request Mrs. Meenabin to actually traditionally do the honors. Thank you, Meenabin.
Sandeep bhai, that is a tilak for you.
Wow.
And chokha. And welcome officially.
Wow, that's nice.
And you can see my old man, Peter Seller is here.
Wonderful.
That's for you.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Received your blessings and your best wishes. Pleasure.
That's it. So welcome. Global namaskar to all. Jambo from Kenya. Karibuni sana. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the flamingo town of Nakuru, where Lake Nakuru is famous for the wildlife and the flamingos. Nakuru County is the one where world famous fastest runners like Eliud Kipchoge are born. My cute cousin Lalit and myself, Zoom MINLA, are super excited to welcome you all who have joined in today in the Zoom session and on Facebook Live. Welcome my friend Nisha Hirani, Managing Director and Chief Editor, Kana Javed of the Asian Weekly, the most popular Asian paper in the world. Great supporter of MINLA Zoom. Welcome our super humble speaker, Sandeep Marwa. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Let me introduce you, Vivi and Abana, our backbone of this session. Our MC, Dr. Lalit Soda. He is a chiropractor. He is a professional speaker. He is an author and he's a recipient of many awards. But he's humble and says, don't mention. But recently, Mr. Marwa, you awarded him for the journalist. Oh, yes. Today's too, the speaker is Dr. Sandeep Marwa. Thank you, Lalit. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Meena Ben. You always say too many good things about me, but thank you, and I appreciate that. Now, before we move on to the next section, we have the executive editor for the Asian Weekly, which is one of the top Asian newspapers in East Africa, and his name is Mr. Javed Khanna, and he is going to be formally welcoming Dr. Marwa on behalf of Asian Weekly. But ladies and gentlemen, before I get Mr. Khanna to introduce Dr. Marwa and welcome him, I want to actually take this opportunity to introduce this lovely gentleman to you. Javed is a qualified media professional with over 16 years of experience as a radio producer, copywriter, reporter, and editor. He has worked at popular media organizations in Kenya, including the East FM, which I'm sure most of you know about, the Star newspaper, and the Asian Weekly, where he currently assumes the role of an executive editor. The nature of his job has seen to interview many different personalities, including celebrities, corporates, politicians, from Aishwarya Rai Bachchan at the Cannes Festival to the Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, when he visited Kenya as a CM for Gujarat, and the list is endless. He has covered all the IFA awards for the Asian Weekly for 7 years. He traveled to Singapore, to USA, to Bangkok, to Madrid, to Malaysia, etc. He has also won the Best Writer and the Best Employee of the Year awards for his work. Although he has many talents as a media practitioner, social media manager, and a script writer, he finds immense gratification in teaching these. He is an adjunct lecturer at the KCA and the JKUAT universities. So we have another very important personality welcoming his media fellow, Mr. Javed Khanna. The floor is all yours to welcome Dr. Sandeep Marwa on behalf of Asian Weekly.
Thank you so much, Mr. Soda. Thank you for such a rousing welcome and an introduction. Really, it's a pleasure. And it's a pleasure as well to be a part of MINLA Association. Both you and Meena Kagramji have really, taken this project and taken it to a different level in the last year. We have always covered this, the MINLA programs every week at the Asian Weekly, but today to be a part of it is such an honor. So we at the Asian Weekly are grateful to Meena Kagram and Dr. Lalit Soda for inviting us to honor and welcome today's guest, that's Mr. Sandeep Marwa. But before, I welcome the luminary who holds an illustrious profile, I would like to also introduce you to the Asian Weekly. For many of you who are familiar, the Asian Weekly is the first of its kind publication in the East African region. The publication was launched in 2010 as a free paper for the community. And in the last 10 years, the Asian Weekly has grown from pillar to post, providing news and information to various parts of Kenya, be it Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, Nakuru, or even Eldoret. Over the years, the paper has brought together various South Asian communities. We saw a disintegration and identified a gap between communities and purposed to stitch, the community's fabric together by providing information, entertainment, and bringing it all on a single platform. From Eid to Navratri, Christmas to Diwali, Holi to Vaisakhi, we excelled at creating, this sort of, integrity between integration between communities. And in the last 10 years, the Asian Weekly has hosted numerous events and engagements. For instance, we have the Tawa, which is a popular award ceremony hosted by the Asian Weekly. It's a glamorous event on the society's annual calendar, where we honor achievers from different walks of life in Kenya. Also from IFA to the Cannes Film Festival, the Asian Weekly has left its imprint on a global scale. And this is a proud achievement, not just for me, but also for every member of the team. We have interviewed several local and international personalities, politicians, and celebrities, as you have heard from Dr. Soda. So, Mr. Marwa, this is what the Asian Weekly is about. And after also reading about you and the various titles that you hold, it's really an exciting moment to welcome you to today's program. Ladies and gentlemen, Sandeep Marwa dons many hats. As I was reading, he's an Indian film producer and director, a journalist himself, and a businessman. And as the founder of the Noida Film City and the Marwa Studios, where more than 2,300 films have been shot, he has provided opportunities to over 10,000 filmmakers around the world, and that is no mean feat. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Marwa is the founder and president of the Asian Academy of Film and Television, the chairman advisory committee of Miss Earth India, and nominated by 54 governments of the world as their cultural ambassador. He's truly an inspiring personality from whom we have much to learn from. We can't wait for you to share your invaluable experience with us, Mr. Marwa. What an honor to have you amongst us today. Welcome.
Pleasure. What a pleasure to listen to all these things. I'm amazed. How come you know so much? Javed, thank you very much for such a wonderful introduction. I'm humbled. I'm humbled.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Javed, for such a lovely introduction to Dr. Marwa, and on behalf of Asian Weekly, welcoming him. So, ladies and gentlemen, we start our session with a conversation with Dr. Marwa, and let us get some inspiring stories from Dr. Marwa to listen to today's session. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions you want to post, please send them to me on the chat box, and I shall certainly make sure that we get Mr. Marwa to address those questions. Dr. Marwa, welcome, and here we go.
So tell me, how can I help you?
You know what? It's been about a year and a half, maybe 2 years that we have met, and it was an instant connection that we had. And to meet such a personality, ladies and gentlemen, let me say, when you meet them in person, there is just a very different aura. They are all electrifying with that energy that they have. We got connected, and I just want to ask you, if you don't mind sharing your journey from where you started to today, such a personality that you are.
Oh my God.
I will give you a few minutes.
I'm a very humble person. Don't tell me so much. I'll not be able to sleep tonight. And let me tell you, it's vice versa. When I met you at Indian High Commission in London, probably I got so fascinated by your style and by your words and your way of presentation that time, that I was bound to remember. Trust me, you are a wonderful guy, and you are a non-journalist, but you are better than many journalists. Trust me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, it's all started. If I recollect, it all started from my school, and then obviously to my college. I was one of the most happening boy in my school. Same with my college, and I probably left no stone unturned to be a part and parcel of each and every activity of my school and college, whether it's recitation, allocation, drama, theater, music, any activity, painting competition, exhibition, sports. And I made it a point that I must know everything. That was, I think, probably my nature. Though I was a first-class student, I scored very well in my school. I stood second. I lost being a topper of the school by just one number. And that is one thing which I cannot forget, because that where I really got hurt. I mean, because my principal, my teachers, they were not expecting me to top the school, which I planned very well and I wanted to be, but I lost by one number. And this time, when I was leaving school, I made it a point that from today onwards, I'm going to be, wherever I'm going to go, I'm going to be number one. So I'm not going to leave now this position. You know, you have to motivate yourself. And probably that all happened while leaving my school. I did my college. I did my BCom honors. Then I did my MCom, marketing management, administrative law. I got into chartered accountancy, left it. I did it half of company secretary, left it because probably I was not inclined to being an accountant or a chartered accountant. So I opted more on the culture side, even during my college days. And that's how I got a wonderful opportunity from my school and from my college to explore myself into all the extracurricular activities. And I realized that's very important for anyone and everyone. If you really want 360-degree development of your personality, of your setup, then you have to get involved with each and everything possible, not only classroom, but anything and everything outside the classroom. And after passing out my all graduation, post-graduation, I got into theater professionally, did around 100 shows on stage with some of the best directors possible of that time in the country. Almost started calling myself a professional actor, started charging, probably I was the highest paid actor that time in New Delhi. But then, you all the time, you're always looking for your promotion, whatever business line, profession you have opted. And this time I opted for television. Then there used to be only one television channel, Doordarshan. And then there I wanted to perform, and I did some wonderful programs on television. And then the next stage was to jump to Mumbai. And then I went to Bombay to be an actor, but then somehow I realized that acting is not meant for me. Probably because to be an actor, you have to be very self-centered. You have to be very close to your own self, and you are restricted with the activities. And that time, I thought I have bigger and better energy, and I can do much more than acting. And that's how I came back from Bombay to Delhi and planned Noida Film City. And 86, I designed this film city. People almost declared me a madman because there was no culture of cinema in New Delhi, neither in NCR. But then I was a bit adamant. I had a very strong determination. I wanted to prove to the world that this is not a wrong project. Luckily, to my good luck, I met the chairman of Noida Authority, and he was more than happy to receive this kind of a project because he said, we have the land and we are looking for very exclusive projects like this. The whole project was submitted to Lucknow, to the capital of UP, and got its clearance in 1987 and 1988 allotments were made. And suddenly people started knowing me as a founder of Noida Film City. And then no looking back. God has been very kind. We started working for it. Well, it was a challenge again because I wanted to be the first studio of North India. It was my project and I had to prove to rest of the allottees. We took around 3 years to build up the studios, and 10th March 1991, we started the first professional studio of North India under the name and banner of Marwash Studios. I'm very happy that in a span of all these 33 years now, Noida Film City is the fastest growing film city in the world. Today, with 100 acres, 75 acres outdoor, 25 acres indoor, 16 studios, and out of 16 studios, 350 channels are being broadcast to 162 countries, 24/7. There are about 17,000 people who are working in this complex in 3 shifts of 8 hours each. And the cascading effect is that around about 150,000 people, they have been able to earn their bread because of this film city. So I must say that God has been very kind, and I'm very happy that I could do something for the nation, something for media and entertainment industry. Of course, Marwa Studio has done very well. It's been now 30 years. Only last 10th March 2021, I have celebrated my 30th birthday of my studios. And in all these years, Marwa Studio has churned out something like 4,500 television programs for more than 50 channels. We are associated with around 150 feature films, so around 5,000 training films, and my production company has made around 3,000 short films. And I'm happy when it comes to Marwa Studios. But when you do something, and when it's completed as per your expectations, you always think of actually getting into something new and something different, and that's been my habit actually. And I've been forming new organizations, new setup. 1993, I started Asian Academy of Film and Television, the fourth institution, film institute of the country, but first in the private sector. And I'm very happy that AFT today has been ranked as the first 10 best film schools of the world. And we have been able to churn out around 20,000 media professionals hailing from all the 28 states, 9 union territories of India, and 145 countries of the world. We've created a wonderful niche for ourselves, and I'm very happy that today AAFT, which we started as a boutique institute, today has become the first film university of the nation. Well, there's a lot to talk about. If you have questions, please put me questions.
Sure. Well, I am just gobsmacked with all these numbers that you're churning out. The one that really hit me and made me think while I'm standing here is because of your organization, there are so many people who are working there, who are getting to support their households. Now, that, I bet, is the biggest satisfaction one gets, that yes, they're employed, they've got money on their plate, or food on their plate, because they can earn the money and take it home. Now, this is the biggest thing in a nation which has got a huge population with a poverty line. You provided so many with their bread and butter.
Dr. Lalit, I'm indebted to my parents, because whatever I am, it's only because of their blessings. And I've learned being enthusiastic, excited, thinking out of the box from a mother. And I've learned patience. I've learned to support and help people from my father. And I think whatever I am today, it's all because of my parents.
That's such an amazing dedication to both your parents. Are they present on this earth, or?
Well, I've lost them, both of them.
Yes, but this is a very proud moment for you, I'm sure, to recognize them. And I'm sure from up there, they're blessing you, and the blessings are just flowing with all the success that you're getting in your life. Both from your heart, because you're able to help everybody, and then obviously the success in the industry is there, being the super leading personality that you are. So in fact, Dr. Marwa, it takes me to my next question, which is connected to what you said in a few statements. But okay, I get you that in school, you missed to becoming the top student by 1 mark, and that was an inspiration that drove you that you are never going to be number 2 in any industry that you take on. Surely that was one of the inspiring factors. Surely your parents' blessings were there. But what was inside you that was driving you constantly, and that still continues to drive you, that this is where you want to go? What is it that's within you?
See, basically you have to love your business. That's very important. And you have to have a passion for that. Passion is slightly bigger than love. And if you have that drive, if you have that zest, enthusiasm, and if you feel excited about the whole affair, I think number one, that you don't get tired. Second, you work hard. Third, you want to create something extraordinary, something different, so that not only that you are benefited, but the people should be benefited. I'm very lucky that when I was a kid, when I was in school, I probably wrote 3 very important points in my own diary, that and 3 major principles which I carved outside for my own self. And these 3 principles were: number one, that I love media and entertainment industry, and I would love to work for it, and I will prove myself to be an achiever in this industry. So that was my first quote. My second quote was that I'm Indian, I'm very patriotic, I'm very nationalist. And I wrote even that time that I would love to do something for my country, and I would love to bring my nation to the world map. That was my commitment to myself, to nobody else. And my third commitment to myself was that God has given us a wonderful opportunity to be a human being. And it's our duty, it should be our first principle, that we must work for this human race. We must work for anyone and everyone. So all that what you read in religion or spirituality, probably that all has come back to me. And that's my third major principle of life. Now I've started working out. I started binding my programs, my thinking, my business around these three major points. So it's very important for anyone to first plan your work and then work your plan. It's very important at any stage of time, at any step. You must know what you are. You have to be very focused. You should know that where are you marching to. I mean, ups and downs are all part of life. But then you should know where you would love to be.
Great. If I may sort of catch you by a little bit of a surprise and ask you, see, when we see a celebrity personality like yourself, we only look at the exterior, where you are, what you're doing, and all the glitz and glamour and the success. You just said ups and downs are a part of life. Would you be able to share some of the downs that you went through that made you think, no, I'm not going to sink into this down, I'm going to bounce back? Any challenges that you had in life?
Of course, in 1947, when India got divided into India and Pakistan, that was the time when my father migrated to New Delhi, and they lost everything in Peshawar, everything, whatever you can think of. And my father came to New Delhi with just 200 rupees. And we have seen our father working 18 hours a day in, day out. And they've been working very hard to make us feel comfortable in a capital of the country. And we've been very lucky that we missed nothing as far as our childhood concerned, as our games or sports or school or education is concerned. My father promised to us that I will give you the best, except that I cannot afford to send you outside for foreign for education. You have to have best of the education possible in India. And we've seen that. This is how we have grown up. We have a value for money. We have value for time. We have value for the efforts. We have a value for people. We have value for someone who's still struggling life today. And why not? And you have to learn this with life. If you don't know these things, then you can never achieve, because then you're not a compassionate person, that you're not a helpful person, then you're not a good leader. You're not a good supporter. So all that what we have seen with your own eyes right in front of us while we were growing up. I mean, you cannot imagine. We had probably just two dresses, school dresses. We never had third dress with us. And my mother used to wash the second dress so that I should be ready for tomorrow morning for our school. You have seen those days. It's a tough time we have seen. And slowly and gradually, obviously, my father was a saint, I must say that. He's been, with little resources, whatever he had even that time, I always seeing him helping others, parting with his valued money, his resources, his contacts, his support, and never looked back. And trust me, God helps those who help themselves. That's a very old statement. But then how to help yourself? First, you have to help people also side by side. Trust me. And so our growth, upbringing is absolutely in a very conservative, a lower middle class and a middle class family. We have seen my father had best of the friends possible. He's given his time to his friends also. And so we could see. And the very important part of life is that you have to prepare a timetable of 24 hours a day. You have 8 hours to sleep, but you have 16 hours to work. And you have to plan these 16 hours, that how you're going to use these 16 hours. You have to complete at least 16 works a day. And if you can plan that, everything is easy. And you can grow very well. And there are so many other things. When I wanted to get into business, my father told me, I have a very limited money, my dear son. And we had a shop in Khan Market. We had an office in Sadaj Enclave. And he said, come on, man, use this. If you can do wonders, what I have so far with this. But then I wanted to do something different, something a little different from what he's been doing it. And that's how. And when I wanted to get into business, there was no money as such. I mean, I had a very little capital. You can't even imagine. I can't even utter a word. And I went through torture. I went through a tough time. I had to break head before banks for loans and things like that. And bankers, they're very smart people. They pay money to only those people who have money. They don't pay money to the one who's looking for money.
So
And
true. So
so
true.
when you go through all these kind of things, but then what you have to be adamant. You have to have a very strong determination. You have to have a very ambitious in life, and you have to dream big to become big. And I think all that stamina which I generated for myself helped me in achieving me what little I could do in my life.
That's just awesome. Because behind every success, there have been many steps of failure that one goes through, and then comes success. However, that's persistence and determination that you just kept going, going, and going. Earlier, you mentioned that make a plan, work your plan.
Yeah.
That's an awesome statement. So if I ask you, do
Plan
you
your work and then work your plan.
plan the work and work your plan? So if I say, do you today also take some time to plan your day?
For sure, for sure. That's my habit now. I mean, that's the way. And I mean, I still work 12 hours a day, and I love it.
That's amazing. You haven't lost the energy, the enthusiasm, the determination at a young, tender age. You're still continuing to pushing on, and on.
When you meet people like you, I mean, you get charged.
Oh, thank you for saying that. You're bouncing it back onto me, but thank you for that. I will take it and I appreciate it very much. Thanks. Look, moving on to the next question was, you know what? We touched on this earlier, but you said over 19,000 people have graduated through your organization and become professionals. Now, to you, what does that make you feel?
Father, father of 19,000 people. I mean, it's a pleasure, it's an honor, it's a sense of achievement because most of the students, they are working in their chosen field. They are scattered all over the world, and it's sometimes it's probably the most pleasurable thing that you are walking into a city, not in India, maybe abroad, and suddenly someone just comes back to you and say, "Hi, sir, namaste, sir, Pain Lagu, sir," and suddenly you're surprised, and obviously you can make out that must be my student. I mean, you may not recognize him, but he is going to recognize you, and you cannot imagine the pleasure, the kind of energy. It's a super energy what you get, and my students, they love me, and I love them too.
It's very soul satisfying, I'm sure.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes, yes. And through all this work that you did, you got so many awards, national, international, and you also were awarded the Global Cultural Minister. Tell us a little bit about this particular award, who awarded it to you, and what becomes your responsibility when you get this award as a Global Cultural Minister.
Well, thank you very much for reminding me that I'm a global cultural minister. Well, the fact is there are about 54 governments so far. They have nominated me as their culture representative. The award or the designation, being a chair of cultural forum of their country, is either by the president or the vice presidents or the prime ministers or deputy prime ministers, or by the governors, ministers, or member parliaments. If not, then by ambassadors or high commissioners, which is very rare. And it has become one of my world record also, a single person representing 54 countries as the culture ambassador, and which is pretty good. I mean, I have 54 organizations looking after 54 countries separately, and that's one. Then around 6-7 years back, UCLA took me as a case study. That was very interesting because 32 students from UCLA, they flew down to India, imagine someone who's been paying a 10 million rupee for a course, and then coming down to India for the project as a media and entertainment industry of India and case study of Sandeep Marwa, which was quite ego boosting. And I interacted with 32 students who were genius, brainy from all over the world. And that gave me a real kick. And then suddenly it followed by the interaction by the Indian government, who brought people from 39 countries of the world, interaction. And I was a case study with almost 27 countries of the world. And that's how then I was a case study with a French institution, then was another US university, and then another one, and then many Indian universities, and so on. I mean, and then I was during the 7 international summits, which happened in New Delhi. Every time I was honored as a global culture minister or a global peace ambassador or a global administrator or a global something. It was very interesting, very fascinating, and very encouraging. And that really, really motivated me. And suddenly one good day, I was amazed when I got a call from British Parliament, and I was honored in British Parliament as a global culture minister by the minister in House of Commons. That was very fascinating. 4 years back. And then the same thing happened the next year and the next year. And so trust me, I brought around about 700 awards to my organization, around about 170 international awards, highest in the country. But this was very interesting, and this was something which is very unusual, a very exclusive award, and that has brought me to the world map.
Wow.
And I'm so thankful to British government and to House of Commons, to UK, to London for honoring me 3 times.
It's an amazing achievement, and it's obviously, as you said, your hard work gets recognized. You're not doing this for recognition, but it's always so nice to be noticed that way, that, hey, look, your hard work has benefited so many people. And working as a case study for these guys, come on, that's all to say that how can we pick on this unique individual who can share the points that he's been through in his life. And I think that's quite an achievement there. In fact, one of the ladies on the session has mentioned on the chat box, very, very inspiring, the 3 principles that you have mentioned that you held by. And if I may repeat them, it's you love media and entertainment industry, and you want to prove it that you can do something outstanding for them. Secondly, you are very much an Indian patriotic. You would love to put India through your work onto the map. And the third one, it's a biggest blessing to have a human life where you can do things for other human beings. And you've lived by those 3 principles. And Vrindaji, once again, thank you for putting that on the chat box and reminding the audience that those are the 3 top principles that Dr. Marwa believes in. Wonderful. My next question to you. Now, this was a little bit, you've also got another award which I would like you to share with us about your Chief Scout of India. What does that entail?
Well, Chief Scout for India is generally supposed to be, so far, the Vice President of India. This time, I'm very lucky that this designation has been bestowed upon me. Scout and guides, probably everyone has gone through their school and things like that. And I'm very happy that around about 5 million students who are right now in Scouts and Guides in India have been made in charge for that. It's a voluntary designation. And before me, this is after exact 30 years, this position has been revived. Somehow nobody, remembered this designation and they forgot about it. But earlier when I was going through the history, I found that all the vice presidents of India, they've been called as the Chief Scout for India. And I'm very lucky. I think God has been very kind. This is probably the biggest reward Indian government can bestow upon me, because first time any individual has been given a status of this kind of designation. But trust me, this is not a one-day job. I love uniform. I have been in uniform, and the time has come and I have to pay my gratitude because it all started my school. I was a head of the Scouts in my school. I was a head of NCC in my school. Then I was a head of NCC in my college. Then I was a special police officer nominated. Then one good day, a very close friend of my father of Vrinda, General Kailash Chandar. Now, this is a big surprise, probably even she doesn't know. And when he was there at our place, and he said, at that time I didn't know, that time he was Director General of Delhi Home Guards, another paramilitary force in India. And then he suggested me that there is a designation which is going vacant for a voluntary officer, and it's called Battalion Commander. And I am finding you fit for that because I know you and you are Fauji. And I want you to be, go for test, go for your interview there. To my good luck, I went there. Of course, I faced the whole process, because Lieutenant Governor is the final authority to opt for that designation. I went through the whole process and I got selected with all the blessings. And I am remembering now General Kailash Chandra, a very dear friend of my father, SP Marwash. And trust me, this added uniform backed on me. I mean, I was selected, and then of course I stayed back for 8-9 years into this uniform. I rose up to the level of district commandant, and I've always been loving uniform. I always wanted to serve my nation through uniform, and that desire of mine got fulfilled through this process. And maybe because all that I've been wearing uniform, so today I'm happy that I've been made in charge for the youngest uniformed body of the country.
Whoa, wonderful. That's amazing. That's and we have your lovely friend.
Probably you may not be knowing this.
Yeah. Can we, yes. Meenaben, can we spotlight Vrinda Sharma, please? I believe that's the lady because she's been nodding all along your conversation. I can see her in the gallery there, and she's shedding some tears also of joy, I hope.
well, I didn't know that she's going to be here, and I'm seeing probably after 30 years. I'm seeing her after 30 years.
Yeah, Meenaben, if we can spotlight Vrinda, please, that would be wonderful to acknowledge Vrinda Sharma. Is that correct, Dr. Marwa?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so just give us about 30 seconds.
Yes, you are right. She was here, but I can't see her anymore.
She's here. She's here.
Is she here?
She's waving her hand. Wave your hand, Vrindaji. That's great.
Sharma.
Yeah, Sharma. Vrinda Sharma. That would be great.
Yes,
I think it would be so nice to bring her on Spotlight and just, if you haven't seen her, oh, there we go. Vrindaji, welcome.
Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you so much for telling me about Papa. And I think I'm just so emotional, and I'm so happy to see you after so many years. You brought back childhood memories for me. And I know you were a favorite with Papa because he always spoke about you with so much love. And I'm sure he's blessing you all the time.
Thank you so much for coming on
board.
Thank
you. And I am so impressed, Sandeep. I was so young. I remember your wedding, and you've achieved so much. You have made all of us so proud, and you've kept the Indian flag up. I'm so proud of you. So proud.
Thank you very much, Vrinda.
Thank you, Vrindaji. Thank you for sending that comment in the chat box, which stimulated me to get to that comment and bring you on board. So, hey, I didn't even know you guys haven't met for 30 years, but it's interesting that Sandeep ji and Vrindaji met on a MINLA Zoom session after 30 years. So, hey, we feel proud that we've been able to connect the two of you.
3 cheers to you.
Wonderful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to share a little thing about you. Now, this is where I would like Dr. Marwa to share his personal life story. This gentleman is a superstar in his media as a media person, and he's done amazingly well, but he has also got a super amazing connection with Bollywood. He is married to a lovely lady called Reena. And Reena ji is a sister to the top Bollywood actors like Anil Kapoor, Sanjay Kapoor, big producer like Bonnie Kapoor. And we know the superstars of their children who are in the Bollywood industry. So Dr. Sandeep Marwa, first question to you is, how did you meet your lovely wife?
Oh, that's a that was a arranged marriage.
Oh, okay.
The best part is it started as arranged marriage, but then I fall in love with her. uh, and the courtship remained for 9 months, and then of course we got married. We had a common friend in Delhi, and where her parents and she herself attended the marriage. They all were in town. And my parents also were supposed to attend the same marriage, and they had to talk, and the boy and a girl had to see each other, and I never went there. But then I think because it had to happen, so they stayed back in Delhi for another day, and the whole get together was rearranged in another common friend. And when I went there and I saw her, I met her, I found that yes, she's the right girl and she's meant for me.
Wow. That's amazing. And
that
goes many years ago, I assume, yes?
Oh yes, quite some, yes.
Yes.
More than 3 decades.
More than 3 decades, yes, that's correct. Because you have two amazing kids. You have Mohit and you have Akshay. Those two young men, the Marwa juniors, if I may call them, are they following your footsteps, and are they in your same industry as you are in?
They're following my footsteps because they are in media and entertainment industry, but they are much more creative and intelligent than me. And I'm
This
happy.
is what every father will be telling about their boys.
No, because I'm happy because now they are handling the whole university. And they've started a AFT online, which is going to be now on air another just few days, and which is in itself is a new startup. And I'm very happy that they're putting their soul and blood into these two businesses. And I think it's a big support, and it's an extension of what I have done so far.
It's so nice when your future generation aapka janda aage chalate rahenge, which is the main thing to see. So that again, look, from your father's humble upbringing to where you are and where your kids will be. So in fact, my next question to you would be, what is your ultimate goal? You are here. I mean, sky is the limit. Yes, we understand. But what is in your mind? What do you want to achieve further than this?
Now, see, the best part is that this is a very internal question probably you have asked me, because my sole aim is, when I got into this business, my every program, my every event, I've done probably more than 7,000 events so far. And every event speaks about three very important words, which is called love, peace, and unity. And through art and culture. That's my motive. That's my purpose of life. And I have been propagating this statement. I've been bringing down best of the people, best of the brains, best of the resources towards this common goal, because peace is required. Love is to be raised to a new level. And you cannot live on this earth without unity. So I brought these three important words from the dictionary 30 years back, and I'm serving people and trying to bring people together through art and culture. That's my motive. And I'm very happy I have another very big organization, which is called World Peace Development and Research Foundation, which is working on world peace. I'm ambassador of United Nations myself, and I'm being nominated as a patron to IFUNA, which is a part of WAFUNA, which is called World Federation of United Nations Associations. So all the United organizations together, around about 700 of them in India. I'm a patron to IFUNA because everyone must be registered with IFUNA. And we all working together. I have so far worked with around about 2 million people. 2 million people I brought to Noida Film City under art and culture. That's my small contribution to tourism, film tourism. Around about 30 years back, I gave one word to English dictionary, which is called film tourism, and people, they couldn't even understand the meaning of film tourism. Today, I'm very happy that every country is talking about film tourism, and I thought it's very important for me to work for it first, and so I have brought around about 2 million people to Noida Film City under film tourism. And idea is again to bring in love, peace, and unity through art and culture. That's my motive. That's what I want now. That's what I'm working on.
Wow. You know, two things I must say with this particular statements that you have made. To be actually contributing a word to the English dictionary, film tourism. What an amazing achievement. All these achievements are great achievements that you're doing. When so many people don't know all the little things that you have done on a daily basis. But this is a huge contribution to the World Dictionary, gets a new name just because of you. And in fact, my next statement was, what is your mission statement? And you've already answered it. Love, peace, and unity through art and culture. You want to bring this globally. What an amazing mission statement you have, Mr. Marwa. Last but not the least of the questions, because you know, when you're talking about inspiration and motivation with an electrified person, time just zooms. And we are almost approaching our end of question answer session, but I don't want to quite leave this. And I want to ask you, are there any plans of you making any big Bollywood films or anything like that? I know you've been doing many short films. And in fact, the largest number of short films are by your institution. Any plans on a big Bollywood banner?
Well, possible. I've done some films, about 4 or 5 films I've already made, but then that's not the ultimate for me because many people are already making full-length feature films. So yes, that's how I wanted to be different, and I got into short films because see, idea is to promote people, to support people. You can't support people with a full-fledged feature film because that's a thorough, absolutely commercial project. No leniency in those projects. Let's be very frank. But when you want to promote someone, you can take a chance, you can take an opportunity, you can spend little money and can promote 10 people and ask them to make a film for you. And even if they're new, even if they are recently passed out, even if they are half-baked, at least there's someone to support them, to give them a profile, to give them a biodata. You just can't enter into industry raw hand. So that's how I started this production company, and I made 3,000 films, and I've given opportunity to around about 12,000 young professionals from more than 100 countries to come forward and make film from me, and I'm bearing the loss. But I'm happy that when they go with a film in their hand, it adds to their caliber, their capacity, their experience, and their profile in biodata, and they get job. So I'm happy for that. And that film comes back to me, and I show them on my television. Luckily, I have my own radio stations and a television station also. And I try to project, I promote people, I project youngsters, I project newcomers. That's my job. I'm meant for that.
Absolutely. Let me tell you one thing. A short film on your next project, you have got one actor, one actress ready. The lady from Nakuru, Meenaben, she will do a motherly role, or she may want to act like a 16-year-old. That's up to her. I'm definitely putting myself forward to act in one of your movies. So, hey, I've got a job, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Marwa has taken me on.
Done. If you are in India, I will see to it that within 3 days, I'll make a film on you.
You know what? I'll wait for the COVID to finish, and I'll definitely take you up for that.
See, for me, trust me, it's not a very difficult thing because I make around about 100 short films a year.
Yes.
And I'm very happy. That's another passion, actually. It's my love. And it works round the clock, actually. We work round the clock. somebody's writing, somebody is planning, somebody is designing, somebody is gathering the resources, someone is selecting the cast and crew and the members and the technical stuff, and then somebody's so we have a wonderful teamwork. So I make a team of around about 10 to 13, 15 people and ask them to make one short film for me.
Well, you got Meena Ben and myself as your next two characters in your movie for sure.
Good, thank you.
Thank you. Now, moving on to the last question, and before I go to that statement, Kanchanji mentioned love, peace, and unity, and she says Nyayo at the end. Nyayo means way to go. So love, peace, and unity. And on the chat box, Nyayo says way to go. Vrindaji, I'll acknowledge your comment also. Yes, we need an institution like yours as a franchise in the country of Kenya. So people there can get an opportunity to associate with your organization, Dr. Marwa. Something to think about.
Well, the fact is that I've already been to Nigeria 2 times. I've been to Senegal, and I'm negotiating. And there were 2 different schools which were planning to bring in. It's called AAFT, and this time it was not Asian Academy of Film and Television, but African Academy of Film and Television. And we worked very hard for it for a year and a half, but unfortunately there was election, the whole government changed, people changed. Same thing happened in Senegal. So I'm now taken aback. So I'm waiting for the right time now, what and how to proceed, because two times a very serious efforts they have gone wasted. So we have thought of something else, and we are the only institution in the world who have announced 196 scholarships, 1 scholarship for every country. So someone who's very keen learning films, television, media business, or any of the glamour businesses, because we have 14 different colleges, so they can opt any course, short-term course of 3 months, can fly to India. Their boarding, lodging, and the course fee for 3 months is free. That's how we have moved, and we have already passed on many scholarships around the world. Few are still pending.
That's awesome work. That's very, very nice indeed. Last question, Dr. Marwa. Any chance of your autobiography coming up? A memoir. We would all love to listen to read through, and to find out what this electrifying Dr. Sandeep Marwa is all about.
Dr. Lalit, there's already a book which is not autobiography, it's a biography. So I've spoken a lot, and the book has already been published, and it's done very well. It's on Amazon. Sandeep Marwa, Walk in the Corridor of Eternity. That's the name of the book. And then there's another one book by Harshvardhan. Then there's another book which is about to be released, probably another 10, 15 days only. And there are 2 are under final stages. So there are few books which people are planning to write on me. So I'm contributing, I'm putting my best to give them the best.
What an amazing legend that you would be. You know, you'd be leaving such a huge legacy. This is what humanity is all about. This is the purpose of human life. And you are truly living it and contributing it to the fullest. We so appreciate your positivity, your enthusiasm, your work, your challenges that you've been through to be who you are today. I think this is an awesome interaction with yourself, to know you more, to talk to you one-to-one, and let the world know about you. Dr. Marwa, thank you so much for being on our Zoom session with us. And may I say one thing, I thank you, but I thank your parents who produced you on this earth with that human purpose in life of spreading the love, peace, and unity through culture and art. What a noble person you are, and what credits your parents must have accumulated to have a son like yourself. So all the credit to them, a big, deep respect to them wherever they are in heaven, and a humble thank you to you for being with us. Now, we move on to our next session. A question, answer, and a journey, a conversation with Dr. Marwa comes to an end here. But the next section of this Zoom session is our rapid fire round. Dr. Marwa, are you okay about playing a rapid fire round with us?
It's okay. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so basically what it will be is there will be some very short questions, and we would expect some very, very short and very brief answers, and it will be very rapidly done. So I have about 20 questions that I'll go through with you, and in that, we would love to finish that in 5 minutes. Is that okay with you?
It's okay. Yeah, yeah, it's okay.
Perfect. So I may mention a name and you may want to make a quick comment, or I'll mention a quick comment and you may mention a name. So it will be an interactive, quick, rapid fire round. Great.
Okay.
Great. So Dr. Marwa, this is the rapid fire round with the MINLA Zoom session, which is very popular with all our guest speakers. And here we go. The first word, Noida Film City.
Oh, that's my baby.
The AAFT University.
My dream.
Netflix.
The beginning of a new era.
Steven Spielberg.
Oh, the most fascinating director.
Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal.
Unexpected change.
Mr. Ratan Tata.
Complete man.
Whoa. Our honored Rabindranath Tagore.
The birth of a creativity.
Mahatma Gandhi.
Father of the world. Not only India. He's a father of the world.
That's a nice one, because people often refer to him as father of the nation, but he's father of the world. Thank you.
Yes.
Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi.
The best thing happened to India.
The COVID-19 pandemic.
Disaster of the century.
COVID-19 vaccine, yes or no?
No, the biggest relief on earth.
Social media.
Unresistible.
One person who inspires you.
Ratan Tata.
Ah, okay. Your favorite holiday destination, Dr. Marwa?
London.
Ah,
Yes.
we're all in London. Your favorite Hollywood actor?
Tom Cruise.
Ah, your favorite Bollywood actor?
Anil Kapoor.
Ah, your brother-in-law. Why would we not think that, eh? But let me ask you a twist there. Your favorite female Hollywood actor?
Well, now Katrina Kaif.
Not your niece? Okay, Mr. Mukesh Ambani.
Example for ultimate example for business.
Mr. Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, I think he has induced me to chair the football association in India.
Ah, great. Health. What does health mean to you?
Is wealth. Health is wealth. Everyone must learn this now.
Absolutely. Last question, Dr. Lalit Soda's rapid fire round.
Most interesting.
Thank you. Mr. Marwa, thank you very much. We come to the end of our rapid fire round, and we come to the end, almost the end of the Zoom session. Ladies and gentlemen, haven't we had a good time with Dr. Marwa? Let's give him a big round of applause for coming with us, for inspiring us, motivating us, and just sharing his amazing life story with us. Now,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Mr. Marwa, we have Ravneet Sami from the Asian Weekly, who is going to do a vote of thanks for you. She's a very valuable member of the Asian Weekly team and has been the managing editor for close to 8 years with the Asian Weekly. Having graduated from the Manipal University with a bachelor's degree in journalism, She joined Kenya's mainstream media in 2008, where she excelled as a feature writer for a daily publication, The Star. She joined the Asian Weekly in 2010 and has covered numerous high-profile stories locally, regionally, and internationally. Well known for her passion of fashion, Ravneet also manages the society scene, lifestyle hacks section, as well as various other sections of the weekly publication. With respect to Bollywood, Ravneet has covered the prestigious and glittering IFA Awards for many years and has a love for Bollywood films and music. Ravneet, welcome on this MINLA Zoom session, and we would appreciate your Asian Weekly, as a representative from Asian Weekly, to thank Dr. Marwa for this session today. Ravneet, welcome.
Thank you so much. Let me begin by saying good evening, everyone. Thank you for that very warm introduction, Dr. Soda. The Asian Weekly is delighted to have hosted this inspirational forum in conjunction with MINLA. We have covered all the sessions since they've started in 2020, and the articles have been received very, very well, I must say. The engagement and the discussions on this platform have been insightful. So thank you very much, Dr. Sandeep. We have learned so much from you and your vast experience in media, in business, as well as your three principles. They are enlightening, they are life lessons for us, so we must imbibe from them. So thank you for that. It has also been an absolute honor, and the Asian Weekly is utterly grateful for you coming on, taking time out for this. I'll keep this very short because it's a vote of thanks, but our gratitude also goes out to Meena ji and Dr. Soda for bringing this forum to life. As with any online event, the wheels start rolling many weeks in advance, from planning, bird's eye details for things like this. So this dynamic duo has done just that. So thank you very much for taking the time to educate, empower, enlighten all of us. We really respect this platform. We are honored, and we'll be covering it in the Asian Weekly, certainly. So our readers can also see what there is. Keep reading the Asian Weekly. We are both on ground as well as online. And so in these trying times, as well as saying thank you to you all, I'd also like to say stay strong and stay safe. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Meena ji. Thank you, Dr. Lalit. Thank you, Ravneet. Thank you, Javed. What a pleasure to be here. And I think I'm going back to my home. I mean, let me put that way, with so much of love and so much of affection from this webinar. Thanks a lot. And thank you, Rinda. What a lovely meeting you after so many years. And that really reminded me of Uncle. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're so glad.
A very useful day, trust me.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Marwa. It's been a pleasure for us. And now Mrs. Meena Kagram, on behalf of MINLA, will give her final thank you to Dr. Sandeep Marwa. And then we'll open up. Dr. Marwa, if you don't mind hanging around for 5 minutes or so and just say hello to the audience. They would love to say hello to you too.
Okay.
Thank you. Meena.
Thank you, Lalit. Good evening. This is my pleasant and humble duty to end this session with the heartiest thank you to all those who are watching live on Facebook and those who have joined. Our greatest supporter, the Asian Weekly, the only popular paper in East Africa and rest of the world. Thank you, Nisha, Managing Director, who wears many hats, and she is my friend and the greatest supporter as well. Thank you, Kana, Javed, the Chief Editor, who believes in women empowerment and has helped me from the day one to write articles. Thank you, my daughter, Ranvit. You are the best. Thank you, Dr. Sandeep Marwa. You have touched our heart in Kenya and especially Nakuru. Do visit us and we have long way to go. Thank you, Ellie, my helper, and not forgetting my cute cousin, Dr. Lalit Soda. Asante sana, Thank you. Good evening. Habari ya jioni. Kwaheri. Over to you, Lalit.
Thank you. Thank you, Meena Ben. Kwaheri means goodbye, Dr. Marwa. Jioni means the evening. And Asante Sana means thank you. So everything in Swahili, English, Hindi has been conveyed to you. And in Gujarati, we'll say, Khub khub aabhar aapka, Sandeep ji.
Great, great.
Now, the audience can be unmuted. And if you would love to say a quick hello to Dr. Marwa, we would love